Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
First of all, I'm very grateful to be here with all of you. Some or other, the Orlando devotees are very special. That's how we feel. Even though I don't live here physically, but I feel they are very special. Because they have a inquisitiveness, they have a desire to grow spiritually, and they really try their best to make every program successful. Yeah? Is that true? Thank you. That's how I feel too. So thank you for that. So today's subject, because of the short discussion, I don't know how many of you are familiar with the question, if I ask, who are you? Yes, Mother.
I'm the soul.
You are the soul. What is soul?
I'm the soul.
Yes.
What we are conscious, within our body, without the soul, it's like sand, it's nothing.
Without the soul, this body has nothing.
Nothing. That's like a piece of sand or clay or whatever. When the human being dies, the body is still there, and people say, "Oh, somebody died. Who died?" The person is still there on the floor. So somebody said, "Who died? Who died?" The body died. The soul, because of the soul, we can see, we can speak, we can eat, we can do any function we want to do because of the soul. If the soul is not there, then that's it. People say, "Oh, this lady died this morning. Oh, I see her. She's on the floor right now. But can she eat? No. Can she see? No."
Good. Good understanding you have. Thank you. Anybody else?
Soul is the consciousness of the beings.
Soul is the consciousness. Little more, it's not clear. Are we consciousness or we are conscious being?
We are conscious beings.
Okay, big difference. Because consciousness cannot exist by its own right. But being can exist. Not by own right, but by depending on the supreme conscious being. You follow? That's good. Thank you for thinking like this. Anybody else? Who are you? Yes.
Soul is awareness.
Soul is
Awareness.
awareness. That's true, but that somebody may challenge when you go to deep sleep. Do you have experience of deep sleep? Sure, everybody does deep sleep. Otherwise you would not be here. Deep sleep is called power of nap, they call, or you can say shushupti. Shushupti, where you rejuvenate your function in this body. Without shushupti or deep sleep, you could not exist. It's not that this is what we need eternally, but when you have this material body, you need this. So, in the deep sleep, your awareness is lost. So, are you dead there?
Yes.
No. Soul is always dynamic. Soul is never dead. But consciousness, connection to the material world, or your bed, your relative, your family was cut off. So awareness is good, but somebody may challenge. Awareness in yoga process we call samadhi, where external awareness is lost. You follow? In Buddhism they call nirvana, same concept, bodhisattva. So that's good, at least you are thinking awareness. That's a part of the consciousness. That's not complete. But awareness is one of the components. Good, thank you, thank you. Anybody else? If someone challenges you, who are you? I'm an American. Is there something wrong if I say I'm an American? Who said no? Yes. So I am American, right? Thank you.
Last time I remember when you came, your functional identity and you kept a permanent identity.
Fundamental identity.
Yeah.
Functional identity and fundamental identity. My God, he has a good memory. What is fundamental identity?
Soul or
Conscious being. Okay, and functional identity?
like I am like a human being and
You are a man.
Yeah. Man.
You have attraction for women.
Mhm.
Yes?
Mhm.
Is that fundamental or functional?
Functional.
Don't tell her. It will never work. So, functional identity, very good. Keep on going. What was the problem of Arjuna?
He was too much engaged in the functional identity and the fundamental identity was like at the back of his head at that time.
Okay. So, we should not act on a fundamental or functional?
I think it depends on this situation. Always the fundamental should be the core of our functional identity. Like our whatever we act, it should always be in line with whatever fundamental we are.
Can everybody understand what he's talking? It's English, but we have to be familiar. We have a 3 level of existence. How many? 3 levels. You have a physical existence. Right now, this gentleman has a red shirt. I have a saffron color. This is functional. You follow? And we deal with this world. I'm speaking, you are listening, we are in Orlando temple, these are physical. Wait, I thought it was spiritual. Now you're saying physical? Yes, it is physical. But if you are aware of the supreme conscious being, then this connection, saffron and red in the temple room, will become spiritual. Can you understand this? You can be in this classroom and thinking about something in your house. You are not actually spiritual at that time. So our connection to become material or spiritual, it determines by our location of our consciousness. Location, where our consciousness is located at that time, that will determine whether we are spiritual or material. I could be eating prasadam and I'm thinking, yes, last night hot dog was very good, tasty, and this is, it's okay. So is this spiritual or material? Material. But because that food was offered, still it will have an effect, but not consciously affect. It will like a store, like an impression for future. It's not lost, but you don't have access. How good is that to have $1 million 1 minute before you leave this world? Come on, be honest. No, you don't like that $1 million?
Oh, it's useless.
She said $1 million is useless.
If you have, give it to me.
What you gonna do with it?
I'll figure it out.
You only have 30 seconds.
So that, but the reason that gentleman, whoever said that, did you say that? Because of the moment, she said. 1 minute before is useless. But if you get it now, yes, you can do a lot of things.
We can
So-
build a temple here.
Yeah, you can. Sure. Doipan Prabhu will be very happy. I'm guaranteeing you, because he has a huge plan for this entire
There will
Orlando
be a
devotee.
beautiful temple here.
Yes. He is already planning, he's thinking.
But everybody has to put it in their mind, because the power of the mind is going to make it happen.
Yes, yes. Very good. Thank you. Any other idea about the soul? Who are you? Yes, Prabhu.
A question of who are you? So I can say I'm alive and trying to be conscious as a human being.
That's good.
Because like animal or other, like Prabhupada also said they have played from the plants and the trees has different levels. So we are like human being on the highest level. So we try to be conscious. So that's life.
Good, good. That's good, good thinking that way. Any other? Literally, if somebody say, who are you? What are you going to say? I'm an American girl. I mean, it's not wrong, but is it right? It depends. Don't go to immigration and say, I am a devotee, Krishna Das. Tell the passport name. Nothing will work. So time, place, circumstances. But we should be aware we have a three level of existence. One is physical, one is subtle, and one is spiritual. You have constantly, as long you are in the material world, these three level of existence. Even when you don't have this physical body, you have a vital body, air body. That's called ghost body. But the subtle body is different than the ghost body. Always you have a minimum 3 body. You may have a 5 even body within this. But generally we think subtle, physical, and the soul. Okay, that's good. Now this conception, the Krishna consciousness, is Krishna consciousness activity is performed in a physical level or subtle level or spiritual level. I could not hear. Say it again.
I was saying as many as you can muster. If you have it only spiritually, you give it spiritually. If you have it subtly and physically as well, then you engage in those bodies as well, right?
Correct. But Krishna consciousness means on the spiritual level. Now there is a problem. Problem is I am buried under subtle, mind, ego, and physical. Where am I? The soul. Buried. You know, buried is like a layer of covering imposed on you. So it is difficult to act as a soul, as a servant. When there is a COVID, which is physical in one sense, but we saw even devotees are like so cautious. Outsider, of course, they are cautious. But it's all physical level, has nothing to do with the soul. But we got paranoid because we could not practice the sadhana bhakti to awaken love for God. Physical is the only fertile ground where you can practice Krishna consciousness. If we do not have a physical body, in subtle body we cannot. But the goal is not to make soul Krishna conscious. Soul already has love. But in between the physical and the soul, there is another route. What is that called? Subtle. Very good. Subtle. The mind. If you can make mind Krishna consciousness, you are done. If you make your subtle body Krishna conscious, you are done. Because soul is always pure. But physical body is the only way you can access the subtle body to become purified. So now, I'm going to give a little test and I need some help. In order to remain Krishna consciousness, 2 things you will be experiencing even right now. Your thought, I'm speaking but you are thinking, your mind is dictating something else. What is talking about? When is the prasadam? Your mind is going. Will you finish the class and prasadam will be there or kirtan? What is going? No, I forgot. What is it? Should I ask anybody? No, it's a class. Your mind is like dictating, even though I'm speaking. You follow? Right now. So, and another thing is your feeling, your emotional feeling. These 2 things, you have a control to direct them. You don't have a control to control them. What thought will pass through you, you don't have control. Is that clear, everybody? You do not have a control what kind of thought will pass through. You can sit down in the middle of nowhere, you thinking all kinds of things passing by. I want it to be peaceful. Why all this thought is coming? Because you are not the controller of your thought. But you do have a power to focus on a particular thought. That you have to determine whether that thought will take me to Krishna or that thought will take me to Maya. This choice you have 24 hours a day, even while you're sleeping or dreaming. Now I'm going to give you an example. If you say say you are walking alone on the road and there is a deadly snake. Do they have a snake in Orlando? Maybe.
Yes, we have some in the front yard.
What is?
There's always one somewhere. There's always.
Okay, thank you. I was just curious. So say you are alone and no other devotee, then all of a sudden snake just popped in front of you. Now you are scared. And first you have to do one thing. You have to detect what is going on within you. If you can learn these techniques, you can literally remain peaceful anywhere in the world. But it requires some cultivation, practice, practice, practice. It is not going to happen automatically. So you are now scared. First you have to identify what shelter you took to be afraid. Fear is not the soul's nature, but soul is buried under
Physical and subtle.
physical and subtle. And physical and subtle, their driver name is three modes of material nature. They drive. Wherever they drive, you're going to face. So three modes of material nature. Now, if you are scared, what modes of material nature attacked you or you took shelter of?
Ignorant.
Yes, ignorance. Do you want to be ignorance? What is wrong with the ignorance?
Laziness.
No, that's the quality. Where the ignorance will take you? Away from Krishna. Away from Krishna. What is it right now in the temple? There's a class. I don't feel like going. I'll just rest. That's ignorance. You just took shelter of Maya's ignorance. We call Maya, but Maya is like a broad. If you are specific, you took shelter of ignorance. You will not come in contact with Krishna if you take shelter of ignorance. Okay. Now, if you are abrasive, I'm going to kill this snake. I'm going to kill this snake. What modes of material nature you are under? Passion. Very good. See, you're picking it up. Now, you know what passion will do? It may solve the problem, but later on you will regret. Because that tendency to immediately like hurt somebody or react somebody is not gone. You just got little contamination. And there will be a time you will regret. Why I was angry with this? He's a nice person, she's a nice person, why I was angry? You will regret, believe or not. And you don't know how to come out of it. And then you have to like apologize, do so many things. But if you learn this, you don't have to do it. Literally I'm practically saying this because I'm also trying to act on it. You follow? It's a little technical, but Prabhus and mothers, you don't have any other way. If you want to come to this temple, you have to drive. If you say, I don't like to drive, well then you're not coming to temple. Does that make sense? But okay, I will go to temple. Then you have to learn the road, how to come. Don't give excuse like, oh, it's too many things need to learn. Because that's where you are. You are in a prison. And I was talking to Phil. Problem is when you are too long in the prison, you become inmate, you start liking the prison. You forgot the purpose of coming to the prison. What is the purpose people goes to prison? Corrections. Very good. Corrections, reformation. But if they start liking it, you know what they try to do? Make the prison as a paradise. When you think prison will become paradise? Never. Good answer. Never. But nobody gives up. If I have one more house in Mayapur and one more house in Hawaii, Prabhu, I will be very happy. No, I'm serious. If I have $1 million in the bank, I'll be very happy. What about disease can come tomorrow? You cannot do anything. What about death can come? We don't really think. We focus so much on material comfort. I'm not saying, I'm not against it, but don't spend too much focus on this. Whatever you are destined to get, 7.6.3, you look at it, Prahlad Maharaj says, what you are destined to get, you will get. What you are not destined to get, you will not get. I tell you one lecture Prabhupada gave on that verse. He said if you are destined to get 10,000, you will not get 9,999. He didn't say dollar or money. He just said the number. Or nor you will get 10,001. How clear you want that? If you are destined to get 10,000, whatever it is, the number he gave, you are going to get 10,000. Some of you are thinking, should I not work then? I should be lazy. That's not what it meant. Materially, then the logic is, if you look at that verse, Prahlad Maharaj says, nobody planned to have a headache or suffering. Does anybody ever get up in the morning and say, today I want headache? You think? No? Yes? No? No. But they get headache or disease or problem, isn't it? So why people plan for happiness? If suffering is coming without invitation, why plan for happiness?
That's the nature.
That's the soul's nature. Jiva Sukha Nesi. That's one. Second is ignorance. Oh, that part you may not like. Ignorance because we do not have a trust that Krishna will maintain us. We don't. Don't take it personally, but practically. If you have trust, Krishna will maintain you. You serve Krishna, Krishna will maintain you. To be honestly, I had a business and everything. I was happy, but I am much more happy than before. And if I knew this, but I heard this, but I could not experience this. We all need 24 hours a day happiness. What is the suffering in this world? What is the suffering? We want, everybody say, we want 24 hours, a day, full happiness. Are you 24 hours a day happy? Raise your hand, please. No, thank you for being honest. We are not. Therefore, we need to practice bhakti. Bhakti guarantees. Bhakti, Krishna consciousness guarantees you will get 24 hours a day. But you have to do the process. It is not like you sit down here, you will get it. No, you have to do the process. So this is very important. Okay, 3 level of consciousness. One more. Now the same fear is there. You are scared, tamogun we discussed. You are aggressive, rajagun. And you are bold. Oh my God, there is a snake. Okay. There is a snake sanctioned by Krishna. It is there. It can harm me, but I don't want to bother. Maybe I should just go other way. If you can just think about it, that Krishna is there, Krishna sanctioned the snake to be there, then you will not be afraid or abrasive. You follow? One more test. Let's see. What about something happening in your life and you feel insecure? What modes shelter have you taken? Huh? Ignorance. Very good. Give it a little applause. Very good. This is very nice. Prabhus and mothers, when you feel insecure, immediately you should think, why I feel insecure? Oh, I'm in ignorance. It's very hard to say, I'm in ignorance. Because then you will find the solution. You follow? Nobody wants to be in ignorance. Now, if you feel cocky, what shelter, what modes of shelter have you taken? Passion. See, you all are good. Now from this side, the ladies are winning. We want also to answer. What about you feel confident?
Goodness.
Goodness. Goodness. You better learn from them. Goodness. So these.
What is cocky? What is it mean? Arrogance.
Like anything, somebody hurt you, it's all his fault. I know it's his fault. Nobody should convince me. I know him. I don't know if you ever saw somebody act like this. They exist. That's what I'm saying. They exist. And they don't know that they actually take in shelter of the modes called passion. Problem with the passion, They gratify in the beginning, at the end they regret. They do, they regret. Because passion will give you problem later. That's why we suggest do not stay in tamogun, inertia or ignorance or passion. Always try to stay in goodness. Because goodness is connected with pure goodness, Krishna. Goodness is like a door. You want to come to the temple. But if you are in airport, are you in the temple? But if you drove all the way and you came to the door, where are you? Thank you. Not inside the temple, but you are at the door. How important to come to the door to see the Lord? Very important. Because you have a chance to open the door and see the Lord. Goodness is material, but goodness is the door of bhakti. Shuddha Sattva is pure bhakti. You follow? Pure goodness. But goodness we always, but it's not going to happen automatically. Prabhus and mothers, you have to be consciously aware and try to cultivate. I want to be in goodness all the time. In communication, if you have a goodness in communication, you'll never have a disrupt relationship. You'll never have a problem with another. You'll never create a problem amongst the devotees or amongst anybody, or children, or parents, or brother, sister. It's not possible. All the problem arises because passion or ignorance. Passion or ignorance. So this is required for a devotee. This is required for a devotee. It's very funny. In Miami, Prabhupada was little upset because there was a tree and somebody cut down. Was not necessary. So Prabhupada doesn't like it because he's another soul. They are of course in ignorant soul, but still, why you need to cut down? So he said, who has done this? Why don't you ask at least, have a little discussion before you act like this? So there was a new bhakta joined day before. So he learned few things. Always chant Hare Krishna and be happy. So he tells Prabhupada, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. No need. And everybody was like, my God, he's telling Prabhupada to do that. Would you like to guess what Prabhupada did? I could not hear what. He chanted Hare Krishna. And he smiled, and that's it. This is called confidence. You follow? Even though Prabhupada is Mahabhagavat, we should not we should not feel we have a right to tell him what to do. But still, look at how he took it. If that would happen to me, I'll say, who are you to tell me that? Or we would feel bad. You follow? But Prabhupada didn't feel bad. Prabhupada didn't feel bad. Prabhupada rather got happy. That's sign of at least goodness or pure goodness. You'll never have a problem, even if somebody is angry. For no reason, still you can say, I'm so sorry, is something bothering you. You can act as a goodness. You will be always outcome is very good. Is that clear? I'm serious. And if you have a challenge, you tell me. I am ready to hear. Because I see that many devotees, I try to help with this. And you will see. If devotees are happy and you feel sheltered to Krishna, to Prabhupada, then you will attract more people through you. Because they want to feel that we are happy. And we are happy. But if somebody is not happy because they do not have a discrimination, you can have can you go to a verse, it's called 14.5, a famous verse in Bhagavad Gita, Satta Rajas Tama Iti. Okay, you know what, maybe let me see. Okay, you can show. Sure. 14.5. Can you go to the sloka? Okay, let's read together. Sattam Raja Samadhi Guna Prakriti Sambhava Nivartanti Mahabaho Dehe Dehi Namapaya. Someone can read the translation, please.
nature consists of three modes: goodness, passion, and ignorance. When the eternal living entity comes in contact with nature, Almighty Archangel, he becomes conditioned by these three modes.
Jai.
You have the purport? Yeah, go ahead, please.
The living entity, because he is transcendental, he has nothing to do with us. Material natures still, because he has become conditioned by the material world. He is the acting under the spell of the three modes of material nature, because living entities have different kinds of bodies. He's in terms of the different aspect of nature. They are induced to act according to that nature. This is the cause of the varieties of happiness and distress.
Correct.
Jai.
Correct. Very good. Thank you. So, all the cause of the happiness and distress is what? These three modes. Three modes. Prabhus and mothers, you chant Hare Krishna, but if you can chant Hare Krishna in Saptagun level, you can approach pure chanting immediately. At least you have access. But if you're chanting in Rajagun, I want to finish my rounds. What modes of nature is that? Rajagun. Rajagun. You're trying to just finish it. This chanting, you are doing it, but your Rajagun mix, you will not get the result what chanting is supposed to give you. Chanting should be chanted in a Vishuddha Sattva, but at least we have ability. I'm serious. Each of us has the ability to cultivate and raise our consciousness to chant on the level of goodness, assertive. So this is very important. Okay, we go back to my slide, or it doesn't work. He has a secret song. Then you can turn that one off. So because of the time, I'm going to tell our journey began from spiritual strata to selfish motive, where we are. We want to reverse it. And in order to reverse it, you have to be fully aware where you are, where you want to be, and how you're going to go there. Everybody clear? Where you are, you can recognize, and where you want to go or you want to be, and how you're going to go there. So that will be very clear. It's not working. That's okay. Okay. So let's do one more before we come. For an example, if something happened in someone's health and you are very anxious, the report from the doctor, whatever it is, which modes of material nature you are? Ignorance. She's very good. Did you say ignorance also?
No.
Oh. Okay. Thank you. That's ignorance. Okay. You are now changing my computer too. Very good. Yeah. Okay, I'll just use a common logic. Amongst the relationship, amongst brother, sister, or devotees, or parent, child, if you are deprecating what modes of material nature you are, this from this side. It's only three. If you keep on guessing, one will hit. You are insensitive. I told you not to do this. You don't listen to me. Yes, that is Rajagun. But if you are straightforward, are you okay? Do you remember what I mentioned to you? Whenever you get little problem, if you can just think about this way, you could get it there. Oh yeah, I forgot about it. What is that? Straightforward. Goodness. You have that power within you. You don't have to worry like, oh, I'm not that kind of. No, you have within you. Three modes are there in front of you. You have a choice. I want to take shelter of Saptagun all the time. Every moment, every feeling, every emotion, every thought that comes, you start directing it. If you can keep on practicing, even while chanting, you'll see this will come, but you can actually literally control the mind, bring it back. Control the mind, bring it back. Mind is jumping, but he was wrong. That person was right, or this, that, but you have the ability to control. It's a very... Okay, good. So let's do this. From spiritual strata to illusory selfish motive. How did you come from spiritual? So first let's go back. We are eternal soul. We are servant of Krishna. What caused us to come to this world? Misuse of free will. Misuse of free will caused something deadly. It's not written here. It's called loneliness. I mentioned this before. Anybody knows what is depression or loneliness? Anybody ever understand this? Do you know loneliness? Why people get married? Why people watch TV? Why people go to cinema? Why they buy a new car? Do you know why? They want to divert from their boring feeling. You ever understand boring? Life is bored. This is coming because apathy to devotional service. Apathy to devotional service cause loneliness. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur give a whole explanation about it. Soul should not feel like this. In spiritual world, nobody feel loneliness. That word is not there in their dictionary. It is only here. And of course it can go extreme, what they call psychological disorder, schizophrenic, bipolar, all kinds of fancy names are there. I don't know if anybody understands what it is. Oh, it's chemical imbalance. What does that mean? You're detecting when the chemical is dropping? No, Prabhu. Chemical drops, but brain doesn't know when to stop it. Then that person becomes cuckoo. Do you know the word cuckoo? Not a cuckoo bird. It's called loco. In Spanish means crazy. Because crazy is like a broad. Crazy. Bipolar is also crazy. Schizophrenic is also crazy. All these are like crazy. But Mahaprabhu said he also himself is a crazy for Krishna. So crazy is like a very, could be bad or good. So first, recognize. If you can recognize why we are in the material world, because we misuse our free will. What is that free will? Misuse free will means apathy to devotional service. When you did, ask yourself, don't ask me or don't ask anybody. Ask yourself when in your life you did that. And the moment you did that, loneliness took birth. And loneliness causes this boring feeling. That's why you want to divert from your own feeling. So you do watch TV or texting. Hey, how are you? What's going on? You know what is going on in Orlando Temple? Tell me. Why people are busy? Because they are trying to go away from their own feeling. Their feeling is boring. Very bored. They don't know how to express. Or okay, let's get a boyfriend or girlfriend or something. They want to divert from their own self. Yoga is opposite. You connect within and you want to be very peaceful. Spiritual world beginning with Santaras. What is Santaras? When you see connection with God, you can be sitting in Vaikuntha forever, billion years, nothing. You get a body, it doesn't require eating, sleeping, making, defending anything. You can be peaceful forever. Daisharas, these are all higher, but even the beginning foundation, you can be eternally happy by yourself.
Constitutional.
That's what you have. If you want to awaken them.
Soul is the spiritual being, the essence of who I am. Original source of consciousness, which radiates through the subtle material body to gross material body. Thinking, willing, feeling. Krishnadas, not Mayadas.
That's all. Is that difficult? Everybody understood this? Can you understand this? You have to talk to yourself 24 hours a day. I'm a servant of the servant of Krishna. I'm a servant of the servant of Krishna. Talk to yourself. 24 hours a day. The more you talk to yourself, that the Maya's other identity will be 24 hours. The beginning suppressed, but eventually it will disappear. And this is required. This is required. Now, what should we do? That's all you have to do. Soul is the root of consciousness, and where the mind is the route of consciousness. And this is very important. How you connect, whether to Krishna or to Maya, depends on you, how you take the consciousness and where you take it. Maya does not influence you. You allow her to influence you. Maya does not hurt you. You allow her to enter you. Negativity will control you if you allow negativity to enter in your mind. But they are so subtle that by the time you allow, you say, oh my God, why did I do it? How do you get out? If you allow, and how do you get out? Regret, repent, acknowledge, then pray to Krishna. I want to rectify. I'm sorry, I was thinking this way, my Lord. Please help me to come out of it and stay fixed at your lotus feet. And if you do this, then it will take little time, but eventually you will come out, and then next time, before our consciousness fall down or we fall down, the level of consciousness you had while you falling down, doing something wrong, while you stay fallen and try to you get up, this consciousness 3 level will determine your next fall. Is that too technical? But that's what we do. Be aware of it, act on it, you can be. Who is your first guru? No. 11th canto, 7th chapter. First guru is you. First guru is you. Not Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, 11th chapter, 11th canto, 7th chapter. You look at in the purport, Krishna himself said, Hey Uddhava, you are the first guru. Jivas. You have the, what do you call, summary? Even in the summary, there are 7 verses. 11.7. So 11.7, you will see Krishna himself said, you are your own guru. So first guru, each of us has where? Self. I want to be a better person. I want to be a better person. I want to be a saint. I want to be a devotee. You have to tell. Then the guru, Prabhupada, or your spiritual master will instruct you and it will work. You found it? It's in the summary.
Yeah, the summary.
In the summary, you will see that Krishna said, Uddhava, there is a jiva.
Yeah, hearing this, the Supreme Lord replied that actually the jiva soul is his own guru.
Now, say it again.
Hearing this, the Supreme Lord replied that actually the jiva soul is his own guru.
Yes. So this is very important because even you have a guru, but if you're not convinced, you're not going to get the result. And I was thinking for many years, like, why is that? Power of guru will not activate? Yes, but you have to allow it. Even Krishna will not take you back home if you don't want to go home. Is everybody clear on that? If you don't want to go back to Krishna, Krishna will never force you to take you home. It's not automatically. It's intentional. So Krishna here he says, oh Uddhava, the jiva has to agree to serve and get better person, better soul. And he wants to come back. Then I'll send my representative who will act as a guru. So first guru is you, second guru is the Krishna representative. And then you begin your journey. So the whole process is to purify the mind, engage the mind. And to engage the mind, you have to agree, make a decision. Decision is so powerful. If you make a decision, I want to be, challenge will come, but your decision will overcome all the challenges by the mercy of Krishna. You know how many challenges came to Prabhupada? Was he pure devotee before he came to America or no?
Yes.
So why all these challenges come? Because he made a decision. I asked this morning a question. Prahlad Maharaj had an enemy, you think? Yes, he had. When his enemy was born? Before what? Before his birth. Not really. He had no enemy. His enemy started the moment he started glorifying Krishna. Moment you want to be advanced and come to God, your enemy will be there. Test is there. That's scary. No, it is not scary. To test you. Krishna is there to back up you. So the moment you say, I want to be a good devotee, I want to serve, I really make a decision. Decision is most powerful. Now you may say like, well, I'm helpless. Don't say that. Krishna says you have to be your own guru, first guru. You have to make a decision. Bhakta B says, I want to be a nice devotee. Doesn't matter, nothing will change. I'm going to stick to chanting Hare Krishna and serving. Then he will face a challenge, but he will overcome it by the power of Krishna. But because he made a decision. Okay, I hope everything is clear. Is that okay? Any takeaway from today's discussion? You can turn this off. Oh, you want to leave it? Oh.
Okay, it's signed.
Prabhuji, I want to tell you, you are a very good teacher. You keep the audience connected with you. But that is very important. Very important.
I'm learning from you.
They are all connected with you. They are all connected. So I have seen lecturers, they come in, do their lecture, don't worry about it, what's going on. But your time spent here is very powerful because everybody is connected. So I need a favor from you. I'm very selfish person. I need it, since everybody is connected, let's do the prayer in this temple for Krishna's new house on this ground.
It has to come from him.
Prabhuji, you are there, so.
We don't need, we are not, the temple, when you say temple, temple is not a building. I'll tell you what Prabhupada says.
Technical stuff you're telling.
No, I'm going to tell you 5 things what makes temple. 5 items. How many items?
5 items.
5. First, an object, deity, to be seen or to be worshipped. So, in order to have a community or temple, first item is deity. That you can see, you can serve. Follow. Second, Krishna Darshan. So, first one is the Krishna Darshan. Second is Krishna Bhakta Sangha. First is Krishna Darshan, second is Krishna Bhakta Sangha, means association of devotee. Association of devotee means two things: attraction and inspiration. When you associate with devotee, you feel like, I feel so good, Krishna is so kind. That is association. If you have some two devotee discussion and think like, why they have politics? I don't like this, that. That is not a sadhu sangha. Sadhu sangha means two things. What are the two things, Mataji? Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Inspiration
And?
and association.
No, association will give you two. Krishna Bhakta Sangha means it will give you two results. Otherwise it is not called sadhu sangha or association. Inspiration and attraction to Krishna. Yeah, whatever attraction you had, now you feel like, I want to serve, I want to see the deity. You'll feel some attraction. I do.
Yes.
That is sadhu sangha. So first is Krishna Darshan, means a deity. Temple means, I'm just telling you this from Prabhupada's own, because I focus on this. Temple doesn't mean building. Because if you look at New York, it's a almost $100 million building. It's worth right now $100 million. Huge building. It's surrounded by a full and 5-star hotel. Preaching is going, everything is good. But that's not what temple is. Because if you go to South India, they think Gopuram, nice structure, dome, all this. This is what temple. So Prabhupada knew. So Prabhupada said actually people misunderstand. They think, you will see, in Calcutta I saw Birla temple. In the middle of Baliganj, in Calcutta, big crowd, there's a big hilly area Birla made and a nice temple. 5 sannyas candidates together, I went just to investigate because we learned about this temple or community, what is that means. So we went there, so we talked to the pujari. I said, you are giving them blessing, what blessing you giving them? Whatever they ask, Jo Mangtayam Detai, whatever they ask, I give. I said, so what will be the benefit? Benefit, they will get that. I said, you have a guarantee? That you have a connection? I said, no guarantee. I said, you have a different stila, you have a 3 line, it's okay. But are you Krishna Bhakta? He said, no, I'm a Shiva Bhakta. I said, but you are worshipping Krishna. He said, why you are asking so many questions? I said, you are acting as a pujari, wishing everybody, but I don't see they are getting benefit. And all these 5 things I saw is not there. Prabhupada went to Kurukshetra. Everybody knows Kurukshetra? Battlefield where Mahabharata took place, war took place.
Yes.
Yeah. So Prabhupada went there, he said, so many murti, not one vigraha, so many statue. He said just like this, so many statue, not one deity. Now you have to think like, what does that mean? These are Krishna statue. He considers statue because there is no relationship. It's like some museum picture, Krishna. This is not deity. Deity means you have a relationship. Everybody understand? When we think of deity, there is a relationship. There is a reciprocation. There is a devotee and Bhagavan. Not a murti one. So Prabhupada said there is so many statues, not one deity. Now ISKCON is building beautiful temple there. They got a land. So that's nice because Prabhupada wanted. So in order to have a temple, complete 5 things. What is the first thing? Someone? Second? Krishna Bhakta Sangha. Krishna Bhakta Sangha produced 2 things. What was that, Prabhu?
Inspiration.
You have to wait for it. If you say it, then I cannot hear from him. Okay, that's good. Third, Krishna Nama Kirtan. there has to be kirtan, Krishna Nam, not some other Nam. It can be bhajan also, but kirtan. Prabhupada made it very clear. He said temple means five, these things. He didn't say five. But we count. As a candidate, we research, we do count. 5 things. So first is Krishna Darshan, Krishna Bhakta Sangha, Krishna Nam Kirtan. There has to be kirtan by the devotee, not professional singer or tape player. It has to be by the devotee. And if you go to ISKCON temple, you see these 5. They may not have a Gopuram. You know Gopuram, like outside decoration, nice dome with a lotus, this, that. They may not have. It's good to have. It's not against. But that's not what makes temple. But generally, when we drive, oh, look at that nice temple. What is it? It may not be temple even. Somebody's samadhi or something. You know, some Bogas guy. I saw in Qutub Minar, a Muslim tomb. It looks like a temple. I thought it was a temple. I didn't even know it was Qutub Minar. So, 3 things. No, 4 things? 3 things. And the number 4, Bhagavat Shravan. Yes. You have to hear, just like every Sunday, every ISKCON temple does this Bhagavat Shravan. Bhagavat Shravan. And number 5, anybody would guess?
Prashad.
Yes, Krishna Prasad. How did you know? Because we like it. So 5 things. Can you say it, Prabhu? 5 things makes a temple. What are the 5 things? No, first is Krishna Darshan. Prabhupada did not say deity has to be there. You can have a painting and you do kirtan and other. If you don't have a facility, at least, but darshan has to be there, not in person. Okay, very good. Second, Krishna Bhakta Sangha. Krishna Bhakta Sangha. Because Krishna Bhakta Sangha produce 2 things. If you have a just Sangha, they may not produce. Okay, third, Kirtan. Somebody is helping. That's good too. Number 4, hearing about Krishna. If you hear about Krishna, 4 result comes. Hear about the Krishna. It's 11.7.30. 11.3.30. Parasparam anupadam pavanam bhagavad jasa. So when you have this 4 result will get guaranteed, it will come. Krishna also spoke this. First is your attraction for spiritual life will be increasing. When you hear, if you don't feel attraction to increase your devotional life, that means the hearing is not affecting you. Some reason, whatever reason. So third is, you will develop a quality of respecting others. Because respecting other living beings, especially the devotees, is very important. Very important. Progression is not there if we don't develop respecting other devotees. Is that clear, everybody? We must. And then third is nibrite mito roti mito tusti nibrite mito atmana. The cessation, the desire inside. I want more money. I need more facility. These things like DZP slowly going down. Say it's okay. Everything is fine. Everything will be fine. Krishna will take care. Krishna is there. I don't have to worry. You will feel within you. This is so wonderful. So these are the 4 effects. And then what is the last one? Krishna Prasad. Thank you. Thank you so much. Is that okay, mother? Okay, so with these 5 things, because she is so well-wisher, nice, with these 5 things, we want to have a big center in the all around where these 5 things will manifest. We can wish, it's nothing harm. It's always good wish. So let us chant 3 times Hare Krishna Mahamantra with that wish. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, had a vision of like a big white golden color, big huge temple.
Wow.
I don't know. I mean, Krishna knows already. I
Wow.
don't control. No, it will happen because you are all wishing. It will happen.
Power
And if
of
we
mind.
keep on endeavor, we have to do our duty. She is right. We have to do our duty. It's not like Krishna going to do. After Arjuna understood 11.33, did Arjuna understand Bhagavad Gita at the end? Yes. Did he tell Krishna, now I understood, you fight? Who fought? Arjuna. So we have to do our duty. We have to actually wish to serve and make benefit others in Orlando. All other. If there is a big temple and vibrant community, these 5 things are constantly happening, then you will see miles and miles of people are getting affected. One time devotees are singing in the middle of nowhere. They are just singing Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So one devotee asked Prabhupada, who is benefited by this sound vibration? Prabhupada said, you have no idea how many miles it goes. Everywhere it's going, this vibration, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, is destroying the sinful nature of the people. As a result, they will not have to suffer in hell. So are you benefiting the others?
Yes.
Yes. Just by singing here, chanting, glorifying to the Lord, it's benefiting the entire Orlando. We have to have a very clear understanding. Hare Krishna Mahamantra is very extremely powerful. Extremely powerful. So more we glorify Bhagavan, more we glorify God, more it is better. Is that okay? Okay, any takeaway? Yes, ma'am.
We all look, or due to our misuse of free will, we've developed this apathy to devotional service, and because of this, we're always in search of happiness, and but we're always just given suffering. But whenever, as we practice this bhakti process, we get deeper into devotion, we start to see suffering as Krishna's special mercy rather than just the sufferings of material kingdom.
Very good, very good. What is the disease after apathy? There's a disease to birth.
Skin disease?
No, not skin disease.
Death or the
No.
body?
Loneliness.
Loneliness.
Loneliness is a very deadly disease. Nobody can cure except Krishna. Varan prinita rajasya sarvan kaman dadamite. Mam prasanna jana kaschit narhati shochitam. Krishna says in 51 chapter 10th canto, he says, anybody try to please me, forever will be relief of all the loneliness, depression, lamentation. But try to please Krishna at least one time, Krishna says, then you will be free. Otherwise, this loneliness is deadly disease. Whether people believe God or not, but they are suffering with this loneliness. Whether they are married or not married doesn't matter. Loneliness is there. Loneliness is very difficult to understand. You know how you understand, for an example, in the UF, I was giving a class on Bhakti Yoga. So all the students came, one professor was there in the back. I said, you may have everything, the best helicopter, best house, a big amount of money, you may have everything, grandchildren, everybody is rich, everything is perfect. So I asked that professor, I said, what are you going to do? He said, well, I'll go for an exercise. I said, why? I like exercise. I said, okay, you go to exercise, then you come back. Then what do you do? I don't know, probably I'll watch a TV. So then after a few minutes I said, why you have to do all these things? You have everything. You have money, grandchildren, everything, island, big helicopter, whatever you think, a big boat, everything you have. Why you have to do anything? Why you have to watch TV? Why you have to go for jogging? Why? Because you are lonely. Even though you have everybody, you feel like to do something. Let me do something. Let me do something. Something within you are not happy. You tend to run away from it. Very subtle. Sit down very closely and you think of chanting. And then you will see that loneliness is there. So deadly. That's why Krishna says, Mam prasanna jana kaschit. If you can satisfy me through Krishna consciousness, all your problems forever disappear. Haribo.
Haribo.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you for giving this. Yes?
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu.
Well, I'd like to thank you for always coming and enlightening us over here at Orlando. I have one question. You said we should try to use this mode of goodness every day in our life, which will take us to bhakti.
Goodness means in
Like
Sanskrit what do you call? Sattva. Sattva.
Sattva.
Sattva good
Sattva goodness.
means goodness.
Okay.
And Krishna exists on where? In Orlando temple. No. Even though it is here, but there actually you will see the Lord in their spiritual level when you come to the pure goodness, pure Suddha Sattva. I am seeing them as a deity. Those who are in a Suddha Sattva, they see the Supreme Bhagavan is right here. And Sattva and Suddha Sattva is right at the door. It's so close. That's why we need to try. Go ahead.
So how can we practice this mode of goodness? As you give that example where the son did something and then the father, instead of like being ignorant towards him, he tell him, oh, did you remember? I tell you, like how can we practice that in our everyday life? How can we become it, like make it a habit? Because it's natural we drive in and someone cuts off and we tend to get angry and anything we do, like.
Prabhupada gave a 1.3.44 in the purport. Prabhupada writes very fascinating. He says, if you want to see Krishna in the every pages of Bhagavatam, you have to absorb your mind. But to absorb your mind, your activity have to be pure. In order to have activity pure, 4 things you do. Everybody does. Try to make it pure. Eating. What you eat, be cautious. It is nutritious and goodness food. Not passionate food, not garlic or, I know you don't do that. But still, I have to tell you, you follow?
Yes.
Any food. And also you have to, and then Prabhupada says, eating, sleeping. If you sleep between 10 to 2, according to Ayurveda, Parashar and Bhrigu, they have a 2 opinion on the Jyotish Shastras. In astrology, Parashar and Bhrigu, they have a 2 opposite. Like for an example, Bhrigu will say, in your chart, one planet is the weakest. So Bhrigu will say, buy a gem or mantra to keep this up, otherwise you will go through the effect of this. The Parashar will say, Arey, this is weak. Okay, weak. But you have something exalted like Brihaspati, Guru. Just focus on that. Then when you focus on the good one, the bad one will be hanging there, you don't have to worry. It looks like a 2 opposite opinion. You follow? But it's beneficial to you. But on this, they both agree. I was like surprised. Both say that every human being must give rest to this body. Did not say sleep. Sleep and rest are not same thing. I hope you all understand. Sleep, I try. After many years, now I see. Even though, I can sleep 4 or 5 hours, and I could not do this. I have to sleep like 6 hours minimum, 8 hours in the weekend, sometimes even 10 hours if I'm exhausted. But nowadays I can do this because you learn the technique. It's an art. You give rest to your body. 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock compulsory. Go to bed with a Sattva-gun atmosphere. Maybe Prabhupada's bhajan or something that will put you sleep. You should not think anything Rajagun or Rajagun activities. Now you know what happened 10 to 2 when you go to sleep? Whole day you gather information within you. Who is this coming? Oh, there is a new car. So many information you go gather. You follow? Who just passed by? You gather a lot of information. What kind of prasad? Okay, so many information. 10 to 2 o'clock when you go to deep sleep, Sushupti, then intelligent, sort it out. What you don't need, trash it. Right there. Literally trashing. When you wake up after 2 o'clock, say 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, whatever your time can go, you wake up early, but you slept this 10 to 2, you feel like fresh. You don't have anything worry or do anything. Why? Because unnecessary things that you process in the whole day, it did not go into trash. The intelligent put in the trash by putting you in sushupti, deep sleep. Everybody understand deep sleep? Deep sleep means when you come out of it, you don't remember anything. You don't even remember whether you are alive or dead. Only after you came out, you say, that was good sleep. Means you had a deep sleep. Sushupti. So try to go to bed on time. Prabhupada writes 1.3.44 is so wonderful. Prabhupada said eating, sleeping, mating, defending, these 4 things has to be very well protected and maintained. Then you will be able to control yourself all the time. If I eat ugra food and then I think I will control my temper with something bad happen, not possible. So it's very simple. Within you, you have to control this. And the detail is given. Details are given. Because everybody is born with a particular influence. If you have a strong digestive power, austerity is very good. Prabhus and mothers, austerity is the, how would you say, best wealth for a devotee, for a Brahmana, for every human being. Do some austerity. Do some austerity like wake up early before sunrise. Do not wake up after sunrise. You're losing already your energy. Brahma Muhurt is not a just ISKCON idea. It is a naturally every human being must wake up before sunrise. Otherwise you lose your own energy. 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, you feel like tired. Why you feel tired? Because you woke up after sunrise. Now you may not be able to prove it, but it has an effect. This boy Phil and the other boy, we have a Bhakta ashram in Alachua. They wake up 3 o'clock. I didn't tell them, but they wake up. Because they see that, they keep up the whole day. Phil, you tell. I don't have to tell for you. Is that true? Yeah. They feel it. The other devotee like Charlie, he was an Amazon driver, for so many years. Now he gave up everything, he wants to join. He wants to be a devotee, Western body, like him. So then he said, I can never chant 16 rounds, there's no way. I'll chant 4 or 5 rounds. It's only 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. Is it 4 weeks? Maybe 5 weeks, I'm not sure. Last month he joined. And he's now chanting 16 rounds on his own. Because you give the value and discipline their life. They go to sleep early, not after 10 o'clock. You must go to bed before 10. Go to 9, 9:30. By 10 o'clock you're supposed to be deep sleep. And if your food you eat is actually sattvic food, you will not have a nightmare dream or anything. It's impossible. I don't. I challenge this in that sense because I'm applying and I see that it's effective. You know why chapter 14 is telling about this? Chapter 14, if you go to chapter 14, you will be surprised. Krishna says, first sloka, why this chapter is important? Because if you understand these 3 modes, you can understand me. Wow, that's very powerful. Krishna says you can stay above by understanding 3 modes. Because consciously you can stay above. I do not want to eat garbage. Has to be nutritious, offerable, sattvic food. But when to eat what? It's all explained in that chapter, also 17th chapter. Maybe next class when I come next month, I'll give this chart of lifestyle. How Krishna maintained lifestyle, how Prabhupada maintained lifestyle, how we can adapt. Believe or not, you will have a wonderful life. Do you want a happy life every day? Yes. I hope you do. Can you say yes loudly? Yes! Thank you. I just want to make sure you are agreed. So if you want a nice, healthy lifestyle where you can be actually benefiting yourself, and others will be happy. They will not see you are like grouchy or tired or other. You have to go to sleep on time, wake up on time, You'll see after a while. That Charlie convinced me. He said there was no way I could finish my 16 round before Guru Puja. But I'm doing it last so many days now. If he can do it, he has a tattoos, lot of, Caucasian body. I don't know. You saw Charles? No. It's another. Next time I'll bring him. Because I take care of that ashram. We are expecting 10 Western boys, only for the boys right now. We don't have a girls ashram. But it's wonderful. They are all grown-up men and they are adapting. They are adapting and they are very enthusiastic. But we have I don't pressure, but we have a rules, regulation, and they automatically feel it because they see the effect. When you are happy, you are happy. You can see that. Lifestyle is very important. Lifestyle is very important. Become organized. Organize your lifestyle. Was Krishna organized? God?
Yes.
I'll show you next week next month when I come. Organized God. Krishna is 100% organized God. He had a family retreat. He would take the children. So many story in Krishna book you will see. He had a family retreat. He gives time to his wife. He's God. He doesn't have to do this, but he's showing how the lifestyle is. Devotee doesn't mean you give up retreat or all this. No, you do all this. Krishna did this. Krishna did. You remember the Mriga story? The lizard in the well?
Yeah.
Who discovered the Mriga? No. Children. Children. They try to pull him out. Then they call Krishna. Because they went in a picnic. This is not in Dwarka, it's outside. Krishna goes, he went out with his whole family for picnic. God also has a picnic life. God does those recreation. You follow? We have to, Prabhupada has this. Prabhupada is very balanced life. Prabhupada is very balanced life. You don't see Prabhupada sleeping during the day or sunrise. He goes to sleep. I tell you a secret. Before 2 hours, 1 hour before 2 o'clock, 10 to 2 is equal to 2 hours after. But unless you manage, organize your lifestyle, you will not see that difference. I see that difference. I see that difference. It's a very big phenomenon. Mentally you stable, you can focus very well, you are not disturbed. Things are happening, not that everything is good, but you are not disturbed. You can see immediately, okay, Krishna has a plan, okay, this devotee is going through this, that person is going through this, very nice. Believe me, you will appreciate. You will appreciate that. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Is that okay, Prabhu? Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanande. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada. Kripa Sindhave Vachapatidana.
His grace, Prana Govinda Prabhu ki
Jai. Would you like to see chords from